All right. This may be like part 3, I believe, if I don't add it in. All right, so I had to sit back real quick on something. I'm gonna give y'all a couple different scenarios that I'm seeing here. Okay, so we're still in First Peter 1, and it says, "For you have a new life. It was not passed unto you from your parents." And again, this is separating this. In a sense, it's still a separatism. Okay, Christ. Okay, from selfishness and hatred when you trusted Christ to save you. Excuse me. So again, now you can have real love for everyone because your souls have been cleansed from selfishness and hatred when you trusted. Okay, selfishness and hatred when you trusted Christ to save you. Okay, so at some point in time, somebody trusted Christ to save them, or these souls, right? It says, "See to it that you really do love each other warmly." Okay, so again, to see to it that, I guess, they love each other, warmly, with all of your hearts. Okay, for you have a new life. It was not passed on to you from your parents. Meaning, again, we just did the thing on parents, right? And again, it just made me think about that definition in WordNet that said someone who raises someone until adulthood, right? So again, this could be a spiritual guidance by the guides and ancestors and angels, or the guides and ancestors, will say that, because it did say something about ancestors and something in that definition. So again, and so what I'm thinking is saying that, I don't know, like it feels like, I'll go as a, but again, thinking about that adulthood, it made me think about how they keep saying the adult population, right? Right? When it comes to the prick, I'm just saying symbolically, allegorically, whatever, you can take it how you want. But that's just what came to mind when I was just reading that. But also it's feeling like it's saying, okay, again, because there's certain energies that were here to raise us up until we became an adult. So maybe that is the chapter that ended lately that makes us feel like we're now collecting all of the data, and, or for me, I don't know if anybody else has been feeling this lately, and standing on your feet, your own feet, 10 toes down, right? So this, if you talking about your spiritual kingdom mother and father, and then again, so I don't think it's talking about the spiritual kingdom mother and father that are connected to you through a kindredship or kinship, right? Or, okay, when it comes to those celestial parents, or your regular parents that gave you your last name or whatnot, right? Like that's faded away in a sense. This is just what I'm getting when it comes, because it's making me think about ancestry and stuff like that. That it may be important, but again, I feel like when people are looking at it through the natural rights, they're seeing, what are they saying? They're seeing, or even those of us that were possibly against the change. Okay, we'll call it the change instead of the prick, right? But it's a factor of going back and forth with that. Okay, so even like a RNA DNA type of thing, a altering, right? Okay, of a certain group. All right. All right, so yeah, that's what I feel like. It's either the heavenly parents, the kingdom parents, like I said, or your parents that gave you the last name. Okay, for the life they gave you will fade away. Okay, so again, whatever they gave you will fade away. And I feel, man, listen, I just got to say it how I feel like I'm saying it. And I feel like that's the whole thing with this thing changing your makeup, right? All right. So again, this is why I'm saying, like, I've been holding on to the sense of what I feel spiritually more, right? Which could be a difference between, like if we go back into time when colonization and religion came into play, where the people then would have wanted to keep their natural abilities in their natural way. But what this is saying to me, I feel, is that there's supposed to be a change that comes. And with that change, you're going to change and your life is going to change. The position of power or whatever, or the position that you're going to play in a certain kingdom, whether that's in another dimension, again, or we're talking about here. I think that's the separation that's probably going on right now. Who's going into what they call the 5D-ish or 3D, right? And I heard somebody say something today, kind of clicked with me. I think it was Bezos that said something like, let the earth stay here as a precious gem, and then all the other, I can't remember what the word he used, but we'll just say entities go off into space or something. It was like a space thing that they were talking about, right? And I was thinking like, it's almost even making me think about the whole situation of like God's mythology, so-called, and folklore coming in and, being amongst their children to decipher who's going to take over what kingdoms, when and where and how, right? Who's gonna take on certain gifts and positions that these gods now are retiring, in a sense, like that. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, you're going to be like a new being. So again, I'm just saying it how I see it, y'all. Y'all know I don't try to go either way with it. Okay. This new one will last forever. So again, it's like reigning with Christ forever is what this is making me think of. Okay. For it comes from Christ. Okay. So again, this thing comes from Christ. And when we're talking about from the blood of Christ, and in this day and age, I'm looking at it more as far as what is really inside of those things. What is in those scenes? Have like a sacrificial lamb, okay, in a sense. And I'm thinking about a story that happened to me and my granddaughter not that long ago when it comes to certain things that were kind of strange to me. And I don't know. And seeing how they were looking for certain antibodies, right? And this is something that happened with them. I feel that happened through law, and I feel like it put the child in the hands of the medical system to a certain extent to take something. I'm just saying because I can see these things, right? All right. So the reason why they needed certain antibodies from certain people is because this would be the healing thing through a certain bloodline, right? Okay. So if they were using these antibodies put in there, and again, we don't talk about it that much, but my whole thing has been what the media, what I feel have been misinformation, which gave a reservation to wanting to do any of this stuff. I feel like, why couldn't we be honest? But in the sense, it's like, okay, that's supposed to come from you or us and the decision that we make. I don't know. I just think that, okay? All right. So again, in this day and age, like I said, with the change and how we know these particular, so I'm taking the things that I've heard and seen and read about these particular vials, right? And taking in all of this into account and saying, okay, I think I'm seeing what we're saying here. And maybe they couldn't just say it because, again, a lot of the stuff I say, people don't even see. So again, if they don't see and they don't know, then it is going to be what it is. So again, I'm giving you enough that it should be something in you that grasp onto that and say, oh, you know what? And you add whatever you add to come to your conclusion or your way of seeing it. Okay. So again, it says this one will last forever. So again, it's like even thinking about a new body in a sense. You see what I'm saying? We'll just leave that at that too. Okay. As a group or a person, right? Even, or a church, right? The gathering of, okay. So this new one will last forever for it comes from Christ, God's ever living message to men. Okay, so again, yeah. So again, this is so the word will prevail, and that word, is making me think about the mystery word that was written on someone's thigh in Revelations, and it's just making me think, like I said, about that this was God's ever living message to men. And this ever living message, it also makes me think about the feminine energy as the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, all of these goddesses that have come over time with their gifts, that people seem to use them and then terminate them, or use them and then, get rid of that particular body again, possibly. See, I mean, I'm just saying, like, how his story repeats itself, or this story repeats itself, right? So again, and the way that it was done then would be a lot different than what we're dealing with today, right? And I feel like, again, like I told y'all before, we don't have a choice anymore. It's going to be happening. Whatever it is going to happen. It's going to come and happen anyway. I think that when it came to this Delta strand and the specific location and the video we did about the Delta, I think that whatever it is going to be something that is going to be in the air. I mean, this weather right now here is ridiculous, actually, but I think it's going to be something that is going to be weather control. You see, when we're talking about, when we're talking about climate change, and you see, right? Things like that. Climate change and the other one, the word I can't think of right now, or the earth heating up, climate change and whatever. Okay, I can't remember the other term that I want to use. So again, this one will last forever. It comes from Christ. So again, like I said, we've had these type of vials come along in the past, right? And bring about change when there was a reset or something of this world, right? But again, it's saying, and like I said, it seems like every some odd amount of years, something like this happens. Calamities, pestilence, God comes, the Christ comes. So again, these energies, the Ruach is among us, the Holy Ghost, so like all of this stuff happens again and again. So different people are going to play the parts. These are about souls or something that's not tangible, right? Okay. And so again, they've had to do it over and over and over again, where I think this time they've come up with something that, global warming, that's what the other term was. Something that is going to last forever. Okay. This is just what I'm seeing. And I feel like it can be something that can be also dispersed in a different, like these variants are possibly dispersed for, again, certain individuals that did not, trust, but had favor. And so I think that there's another way where some of this stuff, these changes are going to be able to happen for some groups. Okay. It's just the way I feel like I'm seeing it. All right. So God's ever living message to men. So again, and this energy is going to be here amongst men for a long time, because it's not just us that was doing something wrong down here in this way. It's also things I believe that was going into the governing force. And again, how it's going to say, I think a little bit later, to honor the government. And so now I'm looking at it in a totally different way. So yeah. So again, the natural lives will fade away. And if we look at natural in etymology, well, I have it up here. Maybe you've been reading it already. It says of one's inborn character. So again, something that was brought in, inborn. See, something that somebody took in, like an inhabitant, is someone that came into a place. Okay. So it says heredity, innate by birth, or as if by birth. So again, by birth or as if by birth. And again, we're talking about birthing the nation and ships birthing to docks. That's also talking about maritime law and maritime individuals back then, right? But we're all here now. We're not really dealing on that in that space anymore, as far as how people were being transported and stuff in those times. But or as if by birth. Okay. So that's kind of like something that might be like a artificial intelligence or another kind of thing that will be brought into the mix. Just what I'm seeing, okay? It says of the world of nature again. So this is, it's almost like it's bringing us back to Gaia or Mother Nature in a sense, but okay, I'm not sure. Especially opposed to man. Okay, so again, this is something that's opposed to man. So really, okay, all right. So again, it almost even seemed like even that saying is coming back into my mind as if to leave Earth, you know, almost like to play God in a. I mean, I don't know. It's like role reversal or something here of nature. Okay. So again, that even just makes me think of just like, okay, let's leave the earth to be a natural gem and then just take whatever it is that we're trying to do on this other level to another playing field, or maybe like the 5D. And that's why people keep saying that people are going to be stuck in 5D or 3D and things. I mean, and stuck in 3D and not ascend to 5D. But again, for me, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what we're really talking about here, because I want to, I'm someone that wants to experience it all to a certain extent, right? But again, it's like almost just reminding me of Jupiter ascending when she inherited the earth, right? And so again, yeah. And I feel like, again, I think in that message, in that news clip, they were saying something about, I think somebody was making fun saying that these people are trying to get out of here or something. And it's almost like the fight against the old, like American gods, the fight against the old G's or the old gods, and then the tech gods. It's almost like it's going to go, like maybe Earth is going to go in a more, I don't know. I'm not going to go that far, okay? But again, bringing back balance or bringing order in the court and just doing things like a more natural way, a nurturing way. And then the tech may have to go somewhere else with that, to the moon or something. And again, you know what I'm saying? For me, when I think about Inanna or energy like that being of the heavens and the earth, like me, I feel like I want to be right in a position. I don't want to stop before I get to where Source wants me to get. So wherever that is, that's where I'm trying to get to. You see, right? Okay. And it's almost even in a sense where, like, during this time, it's feeling like, sometimes we feel out of place or whatever. You feel like maybe, damn, do I belong here? Or, okay, no, we're here for something. We've been brought here to do something. That's why we don't really feel like we fit in that much. And again, I definitely don't want to stay in that, the nature of things, if things are going to continue to be out of whack and not good, not good, right? So if I, sometimes I feel like, if I had to be that one to clean up, okay. But then again, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be stuck, because again, like, I've been to a point, I feel, in this journey where I'm like levitating, like almost, I mean, today it feels like although the physical was making me think I'm taking steps back, when it comes to the ascension or whatever, it feels like I'm actually elevating up, and like almost like it's a lonely place up here. And what was that? I was watching something. Oh my goodness. I think it was Lucifer. Okay. And when Charlotte and God came back together in that episode, and it was like, she got to go back to her. She got to go back to her place. You see? So again, just thinking of gods being walking amongst us now, or demigods even in a sense. And then us being little g gods, and then transforming. I mean, this is kind of deep, actually. Okay? So, by birth according to nature. Okay? So again, but again, it's saying that that's going to go away. Hold on, let's see. Existing in nature as a result of natural forces. Oh, wow. Okay. So again, those natural forces, like, okay, so the ancestors, the guides, they're here. Some of us are walking with God. Some of us are walking and associating with angels in a sense, telepathically and through other ways. I even think music heavily, definitely. Okay. And it gives you a chance to see what they were thinking in the 60s, because I like old school. And then all the way up until today, I can see it very fluent, especially with some of our, you know, yeah, I can see it very fluent. Okay. So, result of natural forces, okay, that is not caused by accident, human agency, or divine intervention. Okay, so again, that is not caused by, okay, so again, all right, so these natural forces, I'm feeling like they're saying that stuff is going to fade away, right? But then again, I'm questioning, is it, or is this, again, this is just how I'm seeing it. Okay, that is not caused by accident. So again, it's all by design. Yes, I feel that. Okay, human agency, divine intervention. Okay, so again, let's see. Okay, late 14th century traits, quality. Okay, so yeah, again, your abilities and your qualities that have been given to you and bestowed upon you by your ancestral people, proper, suitable, appropriate to character or constitution. Oh, character or constitution. Okay, so again, in character, like again, we're all playing, these are just vassals here. We're playing different characters. Throughout your life, you've probably hosted different souls that are kindred to you throughout time. And a lot of them that signed up to be here at this very moment is why we might be feeling some kind of a closeness to certain ancestors and people that have been here before us, whether we knew them or not. Maybe if even you read about them and, when it comes to history, okay? Not miraculous or conformity with nature, hence free from affection. Oh, okay. Okay. So again, when people say, like these ways that we have, but that's what I've always been concerned about, like affection and love in that nurturing way. And I feel like, again, I don't know. Like I was saying, when I felt like whether it's something natural that's occurring or something that's happening because of the vial, there's a sense of that affectionate, caring kind of thing that's going away, And again, I feel like in a sense, when that happens, certain people are not going to want to hear certain things like this, even though it's miraculous. I feel that what we're reading here. Certain people are not going to want to hear about that anymore, or they're going to be upset about what this brought on. And then that may leave some people in a messed up situation. Kind of like that post I put on Instagram today under shade_seeking. With Seinfeld, and I got that clip from a channel online, on YouTube or whatever, and it was like everybody was trying to get the dude on Seinfeld, Kramer, is that his name, to wear this red ribbon for the walk for AIDS, and they kept saying, "Where's your ribbon? You got to have a ribbon." You would have to see the clip or whatever, but it was hilarious, but not. So it's kind of like that, you see, where that can turn into that type of situation. If that is lost, okay. But then again, it's almost like what other God, like, is this, we're talking about a particular God. Is there a God when it comes to what is natural, though, that is what people want to get rid of that energy because it's so powerful, and maybe they want to dwindle it down as well. But there's a trade or something you have to go through. You're going to have to choose which side you want to play on. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so it's a decision. I mean, y'all see. I hope y'all see what I'm saying. But this is all on all levels: the physical, the esoteric. I mean, it's just all kind of wrapping around into one. Okay. So again, object or substance not artificially cultivated or created. So again, whatever this is that's in this thing, it has been cultivated. That's in the vials. So again, but then fatherless child is coming up in my mind because it's also saying as a euphemism. For illegitimate bastard, of children. Okay. So kinship, but not legal status. Okay. All right. So again, I would advise y'all to look this up on your own. Pertains to physical nature. It's from late 14th century. Natural, the expression. The reason why I like to do etymology, I know you can go straight to the certain terms to find out what we're talking about. Since we're in the Bible and they were using Old English, I like to see what it says then or around that time. But then again, this is the way that we carry it through so we can get a better understanding of the whole thing and how it plays into even right now today. A binding force as a rule of civil conduct. Okay, so again, this is definitely talking about that. Okay. Natural death, one without violence or accident. Okay, so again, it's this natural death is almost even making me think about just naturally dying with this new heaven and new earth and this new reign with Christ, that all of that other stuff is going to pass away. Hopefully that means that race and all that stuff will be removed off of certain things. I mean, we don't have to remove it off of everything, I guess. And I mean, why does there have to be a certain thing as race? And we did the etymology on race and went through that too, if you want to go back and look at that. But, I feel like this is a natural death of all of that was before, and that a new thing is going to be getting done. Okay. So again, without violence or accident. So again, when it comes to all this paperwork and all these things that we've been changing, I just don't want to make any kind of mistake. So again, that's another reason why I've been very reserved about it. Right. But again, is this just naturally something that's just going to be cleansed and redone, and again, natural, the noun is saying person with natural gifts and talents. So again, same thing. Okay. All right. So again, these people, again, it seems like they try to make people like it's some kind of mental illness or something at that point in time. If you've inherited these types of gifts and you're able to use them, and people are afraid of what you might say and do because they know it's coming from that natural source and it's coming from that God or the all, right? So again, what's more powerful? And that's just something that's naturally. But again, so this altar could be something that can change that, right? And take that away, because it's an abundant way of seeing things to me. Or it could be to enhance that, or it can be to, like it says here, erase that and bring you into a new. And so again, this is just all I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, natural, related by blood, genetically. So again, biological. So yes, that's what I feel like that's what we're talking about. Okay. And people, I guess, should have the right if I don't know. Okay. So again, God's ever-living message to man. Okay. Yes, our natural lives will fade as grass does when it becomes all brown and dry. And it's just funny how they use that analogy. Okay. As grass does when it becomes all brown and dry. Almost like it's dried up. I'm thinking of a thing of like dried up. Okay. All our greatness is like a flower that droops and falls. But the world, but the world of the Lord will last forever. Okay. So again, the world of the Lord. Okay. Not God, but of the Lord will last forever. Okay. And his message is the good news that was preached to you. Okay. So again, I don't know. That's kind of deep to me, y'all. I don't know what y'all get from it or what you see, but I feel like that's a lot to take in. Right. So again, this is an act, right? Because of this, your trust can be in God who raised Christ. Okay, that was just going back to 1 Peter, first chapter 21. Okay, so again, I'm seeing a whole bunch here just in this little portion. So I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. So again, yes, our natural lives will fade as grass does when it becomes brown and dry. Okay, so again, how people are saying, oh, you're going to be changed, you're going to be altered, you're not going to be the same and everything, So again, it's almost like even like getting like, what's that stuff that was on Black Panther, vibranium or something like that? Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, it's funny how it got brain in it. I think that was what it was called. Okay. And it had a glow to it, right? Like a radioactive kind of even glow to it. So again, I don't know, y'all. That's what I see. I'm going to go ahead and close it off with that. And I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share if you'd like. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.